What's up everyone, it's Iceman Oz, aka Jay, and in today's video I wanted to give you guys my opinion on Call of Duty Black Ops 3 so far. So I'll start off by saying I'm really enjoying this game, probably more than what I predicted because of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and Call of Duty Ghosts. I wasn't a big fan of those games. I think there were a lot of cheap deaths in that game, and so far in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 I've really had not as many of them. Of course you're gonna have it because the time to kill is really fast generally in Call of Duty, but still, they've made some minor tweaks here and there to really improve the game, and I'll go over those in this video. As you see on screen, there's the Pick 10 system. This was originally put in Black Ops 2, and it was really successful, so they've decided to bring it back for another turn. There has been a big change, though, in terms of how the core gameplay works, and they've added specialists. Now, this is really important because what it basically does is you have specialists along with the kill streaks. This is the first time in Call of Duty that this has happened, so you'll see a lot of stuff happening within game. Not only have you got to deal with kill streaks now, you've also got to deal with the specialists of each player, and it can range from about 2 to 3 to 4 times a match where these players can get these things depending on the game mode. But besides the score streak and specialist change, there's not really too much different regarding customization. It's pretty much the same as other Call of Duties, at least recent ones anyway. So once you've got your loadout ready to go, ready to get into the game, you'll first notice that these maps are absolutely gorgeous in terms of their color arrangement. If you played Black Ops 2, it's a lot like that. Very colorful maps, you see your enemies, there's not... In Call of Duty, a lot of the time, especially in Ghosts, I couldn't see my opponents because they almost blended into the environment. You'll not have that in this game, I assure you. It is really awesome the way they've done the color, and they have definitely improved the graphics. You can definitely tell they've made this for the next gen consoles and PC. So seeing besides how lovely the maps look, you'll notice that the maps themselves in terms of gameplay play extremely well. You'll notice that the maps generally have a 3-lane system, which is a classic Call of Duty trait. Go all the way back to Call of Duty 4, there was just a simple 3-lane maps. You'd have your middle, left, and right, of course, and it was just simple gameplay. You didn't have to comprehend too much. In Advanced Warfare and games like this, there's just way too much verticality. In this game, you don't get as much of that despite being able to boost jump. It doesn't really go into factor that much, and that is really cool that they've found a way to add things like boost jumping to differentiate the skilled players from the new guys, but at the same time have gameplay that is even somewhat predictable. That is pretty impressive gameplay balance in my opinion. The weapons in Black Ops 3 hold a lot of similarities to previous CODs like the 870 military combat shotguns, weapons like this, but they haven't actually got the name. They've renamed the weapons. I don't know if that's some sort of licensing issue or whether they... I don't know. I don't get that, why they renamed the weapons to completely different things. Obviously it is way further in the future, so maybe this is what the guns will be called later in the future. I'm not sure, but the weapons themselves perform really well in terms of recoil. Like, I was surprised to see that SMGs actually have recoil in this game. In Call of Duty, they're pretty much laser guns, right? They don't have a lot of recoil, but in this game, they absolutely do. At medium and long range, you're going to have a hard time hitting your targets. That's why it's better to have a marksman rifle, for example. Now, suddenly, marksman's rifles are relevant, you know? That's really cool the way they've balanced the guns. They've added relevance to weapons that weren't so relevant before. Next up, I want to go back to specialists for a second. I gotta mention this, Reject. Now, if you don't know what this is, basically it gives you the ability to revive yourself. And I gotta say, man, I am gonna buy this game strictly for the basis of this game mechanic. I'm buying Black Ops 3 just off this basis, the fact that you can actually revive yourself in-game. It's so important because whenever you get a cheap death in-game, it can be really frustrating that you have to go all the way back to the spawn and run back. Now you can actually revive yourself, the death doesn't count, and that way your opponent still gets the kill and you don't take the death, meaning that it's really just more of a fun factor, you know, there's not too much going into it. When you play FPSs a lot, when you put a lot of time into it, when you go like past the maximum rank and whatever, you really try to raise your KD, right? This is just one of those things to help everyone's KD. I understand that, you know, you can get up and kill the guy who killed you, which I think is absolutely awesome. The revenge kill, it is absolutely fantastic. One thing to note with Reject, though, is it actually has been nerfed. Originally, in the beta, you could use it to, for example, you got drops, you go back up, and you'd still have your kill streaks. That's no longer the case. But with specifics out of the way, I think the question has to be asked, is this a good game? Is it genuinely a good game when you compare it to other FPS titles out there, Destiny, Battlefield? There's so many different choices for gamers now in the FPS market. Will this be the next big thing to rise Call of Duty to the top? So is the game worth buying? Yes, it is. If you're a Call of Duty fan, definitely. You need to pick this up. If you're a COD fan, you definitely need to get this. If you're on the fence about it and you haven't played Call of Duty for a few years and you get frustrated by cheap deaths and things like this, it's really hard to tell, man. It's Call of Duty at the end of the day. It's not going to change too much from year to year. It's pretty much the same thing with minor variances. But you've got to remember, this is Treyarch, literally the best developer for Call of Duty. Just hands down, they are the number one. World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, all fantastic games in my opinion. For fans of slow-paced gameplay, simulator-type games like Arma, Squad, games like this, I don't think this is going to be the game for you, quite frankly, and I think you know that. Most people who play games like Arma, Squad, they've pretty much played Call of Duty already, and they know what's going to come from it. But to sum it up, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be buying this game for the PS4. I'm not going to be getting it for PC, because it seems to really die out on PC, I've noticed, with Call of Duties, and console's really where it's at for Call of Duty. There it is, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about Black Ops 3 so far. But there it is, guys. Hopefully enjoyed this video. And if you did, please like, share, subscribe, and peace.